just wait for people to gather. Big stretch. It's so warm that we've got the curtains actually closed. And I don't have a mat even here where I'm at today. So I am going to get this comfy, you can use, this is cool though because it lets people see you can just use whatever you want, right? I just like to be free form a lot of ways, and I'm going to just stretch as high as I can. Feel free to join me, maybe just stretch a little bit, move those wrists around, take a nice yawn. Over to the side, maybe back, bring those shoulder blades together. Oh, there you go. Ooh, make a moan. Do a little moan. Maybe just do some circles with that rib cage and the shoulders. And then you let the hips kind of do some circles. Breathe through the nose. And breathe through your mouth. All right. Let's just take a second here. Hi, I'm Sea Cummins, and I've begun a new journey on sharing virtually with you all. And this is a new journey. This is the beginning. This is actually the first day of doing this. And as you might notice, I have a little store of some of my favorite plant spirit guides, if you will, they're non hallucinogenic. However, they do in a sense do alter your mood a little bit, but not in the sense of psychoactive. They go through our nose when we breathe in the aroma, the vapor, the plant goes into into the brain, and it has a positive effect. Some people, everyone's different on what you need, but the different plant spirits have different meanings. Like, I just happened to pick up geranium. I'm so glad I did. Oh my gosh, I'm so glad I picked up geranium because it's for the heart for me. I see it, and I can't even remember where I actually read this, but it is good for the heart. I think it might have been Wise Woman Herbals, and using the left hand, I open it up to receive. I'm just letting quite a few drops go in. The receiving hand, yin, yang. This yin is this way, yang is outgoing. So that's one of the things about polarity yoga, is it talks about the energy of the body. I'm going to rub my palms together and bring it to my nostrils. And I'm happy to send samples to any of you that want to try this at home. This is a very, very high quality, pure, the highest I know of in the world, besides being with indigenous peoples all night, putting it on a fire and making, that I've heard of. But I've never experienced that. But to actually, oh, wow. So I'm putting it on some of the also delicate areas, the inner palm and then the neck and throat, just what's left over. But you can still get that aroma and blow out as if through a straw. So that's the one that just happened to pick up first. The next one, before we kind of get going, is I want to just set an intention for the highest good of all that end up watching this. And for myself, that would come through for me to do what makes me feel happiest and good. So I'm going to do about 3 drops. Actually, you know what? I did about 3 drops. This is called Prochessence, and it is a serum that helps, especially that I know of, women. That was Kitten. Helps women with our balanced hormones, premenopausal, postmenopausal, menopausal. And to definitely put it on these delicate, there's called Endoflex, but you know what? I haven't even studied that yet. I really haven't. I don't even know what that means, but I watched Tracy putting it here, so I know that. Oh, that's lovely. All right, so just sitting in this position can just feel really good, like a stretch. You can stretch your spine, I'm noticing a little catch in the mid-back, which often is kind of a gallbladder spot. I was the really hot days yesterday. Let me see before I go on. I want one more just to, actually, okay. Cedarwood on the soles of the feet. That is like a blessing. This is definitely an indigenous or Native American even. I'm not sure how far around the world. It could be Russian and Ukrainian as well. Practice with this cedarwood oil, putting it on the soles of the feet where it can really be absorbed into your system. And to me, it's like saying, a la Jules Graves, may each step of this walk be a prayer. So, all right, well, for now, that's what I'm going to do, and then I'll sort of put these aside just a dash while I'm in the camera, I guess. I am a young living entrepreneur and practitioner, so I do receive a commission if you purchase these products with my number. It's 1987 1554. That's 1987 1554. Okay, without further ado, other than just the joy of bringing the essential oils into some sort of body movement practice, in this case I called it the preschool for aroma yoga, is because I have been doing polarity yoga since 1985, and I'm going to talk, let's do this. You're going to bring yourself up into a squat position. Now, this may not be easy for some of you. This may be super hard and impossible, and you're pissed. Don't leave. Let's get you kind of a wooden block or some books. Let me grab it. There's a book here, behind here, just to show you if you get a yoga block is probably too thick. But if it's difficult for you, put your heels on a piece, like a 2x4 is a perfect size, or a couple of books. And we want to experiment with opening the legs, bringing them both ways. They speed your energy field. You see how I'm pressing myself together in a fetal position like this? Let's take a second, because this is really important. It's a very key part of all the exercises. Every planet is in your body, and every sign, every personality is in your body. Okay, so the head, that's what is that? And let's start with the fingers, because each finger has the element. Earth, okay, water, fire, air, and what's called ether in polarity therapy. Ether, that's the space between the joints, the space in the throat. That's where you feel that longing, and it's where beauty comes out. When you put flowers on your food, it's when you make your home elegant. That's the ether, and that's a high vibration. So with this, the reason, why did I say the squat is bringing, I don't really need a book, but if you do, use one. This is great to, now, Indian women, they would make their chapatis like this now. It's a very indigenous posture. It's called a youthing posture. When you sit this way, you've got Aries is the head, that's fire. Neck is Virgo, that's earth. Shoulders, Gemini, that's air. Here we've got Cancer, heart, and Leo in the guts. We've got Sag in the thighs. So first of all, Sag thighs, well, Virgo knees, Taurus neck. Virgo knees, we've got Aquarius and Pisces, not to mention we've got the earth chakra and the water chakra, Scorpio, okay, Scorpio. We've got, so I'm telling you, we've got every body area are elements and they're planets, okay? And when you move around while you do this, that's also fiery, if you will. There's then what they call the 3 gunas. So polarity yoga, it's going to combine, as does all of polarity therapy, because Dr. Drrandolphstone, the originator of it, keep rocking, and you can copy this too. This also is a thing. He studied, he was a naturopathic doctor, he was a doctor of osteopathy, he was, of course, a chiropractor, and he had this Dutch uncle presence. And at his birth, he had a near-death experience and came back. They thought that we were going to lose him. So he may have been through that white light. He had a very special calling. He, with all those degrees and trainings, he studied the world of medicine in China for a very long time. And he wasn't a dabbler. He didn't just take a class and then said he was a Chinese medicine practitioner. He studied in India, studied Ayurvedic medicine at length. And he gave back at the end of his life, the last at least one decade, I think it was several decades, he gave back to the people of India massive clinics. He worked on people, a free clinic, body work to just assist others. Okay, so when I can already feel it, I can feel the energy moving. You're going to bounce a little bit too. This is the squat. It's if you've just joined, this is a youthing posture. If they say if you can't get on the ground and get back up, you may not be long for this world. That you may be close to moving on to the next life, because that's one of the signs of health and wellness. And you want to be able to get up and down off the floor. So if you can't, don't be too discouraged, though. Please, in fact, try not to be discouraged. And like I said, you get a yoga block or a book for under your heels. A 2x4 is perfect. I'll try to have some with me when I'm showing this next time. This is called what I call the squat, or Dr. Stone called the youthing postures. So with that being said, there's different variations of spreading the legs farther. And this will eventually, like right now I feel like I'm excited to get in shape because I have a long ways I want to go. I have goals for my body to tighten and tone. This will definitely do it. I can feel it pulling along here and stretching in here. So you move this polarity yoga around. You can in fact, when you put your elbows in between your thighs, it's pushing on the liver meridian. So it's going in there along that liver. You're doing acupressure on yourself as well while you're stretching. And in fact, it's so powerful, I'm almost getting a little bit of an upset stomach. It's been really hot here. And the past few days, my whole life completely changed. I've been just staying at this venue where I'm providing cleansing practices. And I felt like my diet changed. It seemed like it had to change to accomplish that. So if you just joined, this is acupressure. We're doing a youthing posture of polarity yoga with the elbows finding sore spots. These are the liver acupuncture points, okay? And it's great to stretch. You're also opening your pelvis and your water center. It's going to let you have your emotions, not just stuff them. Don't just get that pelvic floor locked and crystallized with all kinds of past lives experiences. This is the way you move it and let it, visualize it flowing through you. It is flowing. And so the rocking and the bouncing. Now I'm going to put another thing to do, which you might feel very stiff at first when you first start doing this. Some of you are in better shape, but you want to just kind of put your arms behind your neck. Don't hurt yourself, but you let your kind of flow in your body weight gradually begin to stretch that spine gently. There's so much we do with this. Why does it speed up your energy field? All the chakras are in the fetal position. They're close together. Aries is with Sag, the fire. Aries is with Sag and Leo. They're all pressed together. The heart and Leo is in here. It's sort of the same as Cancerian, but in the same general area. And then you've got the air, Aquarius with Libra, the kidney area. It's pressing up together, and then the Gemini shoulders. So it causes the spinning of your chakras to speed up. So, yummy, love it. And then Earth, you've got Taurus is the neck, the bull, and Virgo is the large intestine. That's Earth, close, it's up, pressing into the knees. Capricorn, the goat that's climbing. And these are all together, spinning, just imagine. They were stagnated a little bit maybe during the night. They were resting, and now they're moving again. And this is part of being younger. It's becoming younger. You've got to start somewhere. So breathe through the nose. When you're breathing through your nose, it lets your nervous system know you're safe. Because an animal or running, or us, if we're running from something, we mouth breathe, and it makes the body think it's in danger. I'm not going to do it because I don't want to do it right now. But you can picture if someone's, okay, I'll do it. If someone's panting, kind of like that, their body is like, I'm in danger, and it activates. So, okay, that's great. So we're going to come up kind of a down dog, if you will. But let's just, we're going to go up first in a half fold. Oh, wow. Backs of my legs are, I can tell they're tight, so you don't want to get sciatica or pull the hamstrings by overdoing it and trying to show off your first day with Sea. So you can kind of shake it out a little, because that, in fact, that squat, that youthing posture is quite intense. Do not underestimate these. These are life-changing. These are soul postures that will get your soul moving to the surface of yourself. Seriously, it's not to be taken lightly. So then we just kind of, you can do anyway, I'm being careful with my hamstrings for some, it's pretty early in the morning for me to be doing this for now, but that's going to change, right, people? Exhale. You can kind of shake it up. Now, I don't have a yoga mat with me here. My friend is really smart. She took her yoga mats with her when she went shopping, when she went to her trip. So some of you may not do the plank, and mine, obviously, feel free to correct my posture on that. It's fine. I'm not going to feel bad if you feel like I need a little better form. But, main thing is just that it feels good. Woo, there. Oh, my back just popped. So this just feels so amazing. Okay, I'm just letting my legs drop and relax. This one, you just want to take your time. Now, I'm feeling the feelings. It feels so good to share what I learned at Marietta Hot Springs Resort back in 1985, in which I raised my children with, and throughout my ups and downs and times that I strayed, but I always came back to this, and this is what saved my butt. And this, and actually this, because the health practices of this saved my life. So with me, I do kind of free form, you'll see. And just join me if you have a mat. Now, I'm concerned. Oh, no, okay, that is me. My eyesight's not that good. It's like, I was looking at the one of the screens of me, and I'm like, why am I still standing up? And it just looked like I was standing. That's how bad it was. So, okay, we're going to just stretch this side. And then this is very gallbladder meridian in a way. This is very, very supportive of the gallbladder too, gallbladder meridian. So what are we going to do next? So this is actually not so much polarity. This is a free form of some stuff in hatha yoga and vinyasa. So, but it's kind of in between the showing you what the squat is. So if anyone has any questions, post them below. But this is known as, not this, but what I was just doing was known as the squat youthing posture, because it causes all your energy chakras and elemental areas, because you have many chakras in every part of your body. You have the Capricorn earth, Sagittarius thighs, fire. You have the Aquarius ankles and shins, air. And you have the Pisces feet, okay? And you have Scorpio, reproductive organs and creativity, and the water chakra, but you have the earth chakra too. That it's really the tailbone, but it's really the large intestine is kind of matching up with this earth chakra. So there's some overlap and kind of things that you kind of don't make sense in a way, but yet they do. Okay, they will as time goes on. Virgo, large intestine, earth, that tail, that bottom chakra, that's where you let go of, you don't, it's the feng shui of the body. We clear the clutter, things we don't need and that aren't serving us, that just bog us down and we're not able. So yeah, touch your face. That's perfect. Touching your face is part of regulating the vagus nerve in the nervous system. So you can just bring the vagus nerve gently. I'm all for gently right now. You lightly hold that as if someone that loves you so much, and that's you. But you pretend maybe a person that you feel safe with is looking at you, smiling. A la Anna Chitty. With respect, one of the master teachers of the world for biodynamic work and somatic resourcing. I love her dearly and studied with her since 1985. Yes, since 1985, in depth. She was the director of teaching where I was in Marietta Hot Springs. And here I am today. Now I'm a baby. I'm a polarity babe, right? Yeah. I'm a polarity babe, people. And that's thanks to my new friend, acquaintance, mentor, and colleague, she calls me, Tracy. When she just kind of came out like that and said that, and she's in LA, she's in Topanga, she owns a massage school. She says, yeah, we're the polarity babes. And I just really no one at Marietta ever said stuff like that. Sometimes I think we were very straight-laced and a little bit stuffy, so to have her just come in like that with her, yeah, we're the polarity babes, I love it. So let's, for a minute though, just go ahead and get in a comfortable position, and let's just take some time to look at the face and how it has a map of your body. And so this is kind of an easy class right now because I'm not making you do ha breaths yet, but we're not going to do them in the complete order today of facial rejuvenation, but we'll just do it in the order that first you do kind of warming circles for a moment. You just lightly do a little warming, come in around and even kind of claw the side of this temple. That's the gallbladder meridian up at top here, and that's a beauty meridian for the face. It's not just everything in us, all of our organs contribute to how the face is going to look. Is the face going to be glowing? Is it not going to be glowing? Does it look like it's falling? Does it look like it's unhappiness or misery? These opening out, letting the pain of your life hurts and resentments and regrets and disappointments, they show in the face, and helping yourself by finding those points and moving that energy out. You may want to cry, you may just want to giggle, you may want to tremble. It may happen later. You'll be laying down and all of a sudden you'll tremble and shake. But we're just like an animal does in the wild, the work of Dr. Peter Levine, and you'll see it easily in racehorses. They shake after a race, and dogs will shake a lot. They shake. Certainly they shake off their water, but it's also a way to release fear and old traumas. It's a very gentle trauma release. And with that being said, I also like to use essential oils along with that. I use the highest quality in the world. And yes, I am an entrepreneur with these oils, and I can do that remotely and virtually. So, breathing through the nose, you make a tent with your hands. Breathe out is like through a straw. Very gently. And you rub them again. This was lavender, and I took it, you might notice, into the receiving hand. The entire left side of yourself is your moon side. It's your mom side. It's your feminine side. It's your yin side. It's the incoming. So I put it in that hand. Oh, inhaled again. Oh. And one more time. Nice sigh there, let it go. Now, the entire right side of yourself. You can notice that. Notice your right sits bone. on the chair or the floor, the table. Notice your entire right side. That is the sunshine, S-U-N. That is the outgoing. That's the yang energy. It's dad, brother, male in your life. It's your inner side. That's the yin and yang. It's intertwining, making those energy centers spin, right? It's coming down from heavens, the caduceus, and vice versa. There's many different ways that spiraling energy is working in the body. So we notice that entire right side. Okay, so far I've given you a very easy class. So what shall we do to move the body a little bit? Maybe a standing up one. Oh, I know. We're going to do pyramid. Now, speaking of emotions, this is perfect. This is balancing your emotional body. It's going to work with Scorpio in there. That's the water sign of the pelvis. And that's a perfect moving from the squat, youthing posture of squat. Let me just turn this one just a dash. Moving from the youthing posture of squatting. Let me see if I can totally remember this. So I think you're going to have to partly just watch me for some of this. So I have my feet somewhat, I guess, I haven't taught this in a while, shoulder width apart, so I can see myself in there. And don't get oil all over your clothes, mine are dry. You're going to use the heels of your hands to come around, and these change a little. You can change them during this for different reasons, but I'm choosing to start like this. So yeah, it's called the pyramid. So, this was the very first polarity yoga thing I took. I'm not doing it right now, I'm pausing. So is everybody getting yourself positioned? Because first of all, you can just kind of go like this, and that's going to get those shoulder blades behind. You know, you want to get the shoulder blades, squeeze your shoulder blades together. You can actually feel it massaging sore spots. You can feel that. You want to squeeze and roll. Wow. You might need to take a break for a second. Just breathe. In fact, do take a break. Some of you are way more fit than I am, and this is not going to do anything. But you know what? It actually, wait a minute. It won't feel like it's cardiovascularly challenging you, but what it will do is it moves your soul. It moves your chakra, your energetic field. It's clearing your energy field. So I don't care if you say, that's too easy. No, do not underestimate these. These are very powerful energy exercises. Okay, so this is called the pyramid. Now, I'm going to put my hair back like that a little bit so you can see. Your shoulders are going to get up under your occiput. It's going to feel so amazing. You're giving yourself a chiropractic stretch, what they call traction, okay? And you're bouncing. You want to always move, even if it's just a teeny tiny bit. Now, if you can't, if you can't do this, sort of like I said, use a board, you're going to get a stool or a chair and do this on a chair. I'm telling you, get yourself a chair right now if you feel like this is too hard. And I'm going to get a drink of water. I don't have a chair to show you here. This is not, and see, I'm out of breath, so this is very good exercise. So I don't have a chair. I'm not at my usual spot to teach this. Cheers. So we're doing the pyramid, people. This is a big deal. Now, we crystallize in the pelvic floor, in the perineum muscle, everything, these emotions, if you will, they sink to the lowest common denominator. If you picture emotions as crystallizations and sore spots in the body, okay, they go there. So when you do this, when you start to do this type of work, you're pushing up against your whole life of crystallizations that you haven't processed or haven't looked at. You've tucked it away, you've stuffed it in your body. And this is starting to open it, so do not underestimate. This is super powerful. So I'm rocking. You might notice I'm doing slight rocking and bouncing, and I'm letting my shoulder, and then I want to drop. You want to let your butt completely drop. And this is, woo! This is good stuff, people. You want to let that butt drop. Now you can lean forward as well, and then drop too. You can try that with the shoulder blades back behind you. Careful, slow motion, take it easy. This is more than you think it is. This is not what you're thinking. You're thinking, it's easy, I can do that, I'm a yogini. Okay. Breathe, walk it in slowly there. Now, I didn't even get correctly fully into the posture today. It was very, very powerful, okay? I'm going to take a break just by breathing through the nose, doing a little face circle very lightly, like you can use your water finger, right? Your water finger. And then I like to use a bunch of the fingers, and I kind of get a little spot by the jowl and a little spot by the cheekbone that I wanted to remember. And the baby finger, the earth finger, you want to put in the large intestine point right here. Just like totally get that. And then you kind of go like that. And then you start bringing one of the fingers on the inside corner of your eye. And you just totally, there's a little notch in the bone. And you totally just dig into that notch, like you can even do it with the edge of your fingernail. It's totally fine. And it's like instead of using a needle for acupuncture, you're doing it with your fingernail. It's called, there you go. And then get that side again. There's a little notch outside. This is again the gallbladder. These are the beauty points, because if your gallbladder is full of stones and sludge, you want to move that. Now I'm kind of grabbing the flesh of my gallbladder area and thinking about that, and just grabbing it like this with fingernails and just kind of circular motions. Now if you're a facialist, if you're an esthetician, you want to pay attention to this. This is so important. I've seen so many facialists, they just don't know about the gallbladder and how it's a beauty secret. It's a it's a health secret, basically. If you're healthy, you're going to be beautiful and handsome in your own way. And shine like the sun, shine like the stars. So what have we done so far today? We introduced geranium and lavender, cedarwood on the soles of my feet, progescence to help balance hormones at various stages of a woman's life. And I believe, did I do any other ones? Oh, geranium was the very first one that I like for matters of the heart and heart opening. I really like that. So that's one of the things we did. We did the squat, the rocking, and they call it wise man of old, or the youthing postures. We went through that, and I showed you a bunch of different variations, and I talked about the chakras and energy fields and elements and gunas all today. We did, I mentioned them, so do not feel overwhelmed if that feels like a lot. It is a lot. You will hear them constantly in my polarity yoga, and that I'm bringing in, this is the preschool for aroma yoga, but when you're with me with this, you will totally understand aroma yoga. Okay, so we mentioned that it's a registered trademark by Tracy Griffith of the Topanga School. She has the IPSB in LA. It's a massage and polarity school that's renowned. With her partner, she co-owns it with Gary Strauss, who I happened to meet when my polarity teachers and decades-long mentors were going through some things and were not able to mentor me to complete my educator training. It was recently. And so I began reaching out to other polarity people in the community that I'd never met before. And that's how I met them, and it's just been an amazing, amazing blessing. It's just like, I've done also a complete vision quest of the East Door only, Cree style. Cree trained my dear now grandmother in New York, as if you're in New York, the Polarity Yoga Center of Malvern. Her name is Heather Principe. And I would definitely go get sessions from her every day as much as I could if I was there. She knows how to. She knows her stuff. So that has come about. So we all with that with the squat. Then we did just some movement and stretching We introduced you to some face points, and then we did the, I did a cobra briefly and some hatha yoga, but mainly I wanted to bring up that I showed you the pyramid, okay? The pyramid in polarity yoga. And now let's just make sure that you're feeling good in your body. I also just like to, do things like do circles and go back and forth. And I particularly do need that for me. So you may have a different circle that you need. You may need to circle, because last night I did a whole bunch of just ankle circles, 10 one way, 10 the other, going like that 10 times, But that today I want to really honor how incredibly potent these energy exercises are. You may be in great physical shape. You may be a master yogini teaching all over the world. With all due respect, these yoga polarity postures are extremely powerful. I call them the soul postures. They're the youthing postures. They will begin to break up crystallizations in not just your energy field in your aura, which goes way up there, unless something's really contracted. You could bring up emotions. They're life-changing. So those two postures that we did are going to be part of many, many of the classes to come. And I'm super excited that of the solstice that I got to launch out sharing with you guys. This is like so amazing. And I really do get so many people and clients that I'm hands-on with doing listening touch ask so much about this. And so now I'm just get to bring it on. And so I am just going to go ahead and just wish you a wonderful rest of your day. And with that said, that's what I have to offer you today. We did the squat, and we did I got one more. We're going to do what's called a rocking perineal to finish up. It's super relaxing. We did a pyramid, and the pyramid is going to open up your attachments. It's going to start saying, why are you hoarding? Why are you holding on to stuff? So we did that. You're going to have to watch the replay. You stand like a pyramid, and it begins to, trust me, it has its own thing about how it spins the chakras, opens up these crystallizations. You get teary-eyed. You might not know why. Tomorrow, tonight, later, let it gently flow. Be gentle with yourself. And then let it show you, let your soul point you to what in your life, what in your home, your purse, your car, it needs to be put away, given to others, not hoarded. Maybe it's just throw in the trash. It actually doesn't matter how you give it away, so much as that you do get rid of it. So that was your old life and your old self. Now with the rocking perineal, you're going to be lying on your left side, almost like a fetal position, okay? You're lying on your left side, bringing those knees up. Again, there's that concept of how the squat, this also, the fetal position when you rock, okay? But you're going to have one hand is going to be on the posterior, it can be on the hip, this gallbladder, hip bone, and then the other, this is your outgoing hand. So it's going to have outgoing energy stimulation like a battery, okay? You are a battery. Everything in you, every cell has battery stuff like positive, negative, and neutral. Those are the three most really basic concepts right there of polarity therapy. And the left hand is receiving. So you're going to put that somewhere up here, up higher, more just lightly resting to feel that cervical spine, and let yourself notice the vagus nerve there. This is your nervous system. It's coming out of your skull, people. It's going down your spine, so you want to lightly just hold it. You hold that lightly and imagine yourself settling, and you're rocking motion. So this is one way to do it. I also like to put a hand on the sacrum. That's amazing. So you can let your hand kind of rest skin on skin. I'm not going to show you. I'm not meaning to be weird, but you want to put your hand, it's not weird. You put your own hand on your sacrum.
and one hand on your cervical and skull where that vagus nerve exits the jugular foramina, the accessory nerve for the shoulders. Those are there. I can already feel it. It's deeply relaxing. I can feel some of you doing it. Still lay on your side. This is the polarity yoga equivalent of Shavasana, if you will. This is a way to rest if you have 5 minutes in between shifts at work. You want to take 5 minutes and then just let your eyes close, rock. And the thing is, the rocking is moving the energy, people, and the way that your hands are on yourself, the yin and yang, the receiving hand and the outgoing hand, people, this is your fire, your outgoing. The way you're doing that, it's like you're giving yourself a mini jump start. You're recharging your battery. So let's rock for a minute. I'm going to go quiet here in a minute, but I want you to rock for a minute. And then just hold and listen to that. Woo! Listen to your body. Breath in. Not better to breathe through your nose, but I just did through my mouth. And then blow out through your mouth, like blowing out through a straw. Notice your whole self. Notice your shoulder. You can get a little more comfortable on the floor. Feel your bones. Think about your bones resting on the earth, Mother Earth. And you are the earth, okay? This is the sensation of the earth. There we go. And you can feel it flow up through you. I can just felt my Sagittarius, the thighs. I just felt them go happy on me right then. So you can just notice where you feel the weight. There we go. Where you feel the flow. Absolutely. You might feel a little pain or an ache. That's where energy is stuck. I'm noticing it more in my gallbladder region. I've been eating very fatty foods. I was getting into that coconut bliss, coconut ice cream, and just massively eating it the past few days with like this salted caramel stuff. So that's not okay. It really was bothering my teeth too, but it was, oh man, it was so good. Maybe in moderation, but I don't think someone with 5 planets in Scorpio does anything in moderation. That's me. So I'm going to focus on savory foods today, or just if it's plain fruit, like a very light, like I was doing the blueberries. So everything, there we go. Wow, wow. So my whole body is just glowing and tingling with that energy flow. So I can tell already that I love sharing this with you. I feel the energy moving from connection with you guys too, and showing you this posture. This is called rocking perineal because it's helping with your earth. There's a lot of different things you can do. You can even kind of cup along the sits bone if you're more advanced, and you press along the inside edge of the sits bone and then rock again. So, and let this again be light. You can go into some sore spots along the upper shoulder and grab them and work on yourself while you're rocking, and then again hold and just let it light off as if your hands are floating. Breathing through the nose. You can see my tendency, that was a mistake, don't copy that. I was breathing through my mouth. So yes, again, you can cup your hand along, there's a sits bone, and get just on the inside edge of that and press. And then get any sore spots. This is a la Dr. Stone, people. Dr. Randolphstone. You find these sore spots along the scapula and just kind of press it out a little bit and squeeze it. And then just let go, but lightly as if floating. Rock again. Take a breath through your nose. And then let it out. Watch that shoulder. It feels like it's going to dislocate or you're hurting it. Just adjust yourself. There. And I like to sometimes open my nostril cheek so I can breathe better. I have a little bit of a plugged right side. But you can do that if you like. It makes me relax more. I open see how my thumb pulled upward a little bit on my cheek? And rock again. Oh, make a sound. And just drop into the floor. There we go. Okay, considering getting back up. We are considering finishing up for the day. I can massively feel this flow. Again, when you are in more of this squatting fetal position, there's a reason why a baby's like this in mother, in the womb, in utero, and floating in water. There's a reason. It's the moon and stars are quickening your system. It's spinning all the different spirals. Every cell has a spiral. Every single cell has a spiral, but every body area has a spiral. And they're all this beautiful flower of life that is you, my darlings. Absolutely. So notice your sits bone. Sit in a comfortable position. And that's what I have to offer you today. So let's just recap. What did we do today? We started off thanking, asking permission for the plant spirit guides here. And I showed you how to place the drops in your receiving. This left hand is your receiving, and the negative battery side. This is the positive jumper cable, okay, the outgoing yang, masculine, it's the sun. This is the moon, so I showed you about that. I'm going to keep telling you. You don't have to memorize it. You're not going to forget. It's in every single session I do. You're going to hear this every single time you see me, okay? So we take it in the left hand to receive. We ask permission. We thank. We thank the plants. They want to help us. They want to help us. Then I showed you the squat, and I gave some ideas for people that cannot do that squat right now because you're so tight and bound up in the heels and ankles from wearing shoes and not earthing and just from life itself or whatnot, injuries perhaps. I told you about how you want to squat, and you can put a 2x4 under your heels. But those of you that can do it, you can just go directly into the squat, and you do a lot of rocking and bouncing. And even when we get into it, we're going to do ha breaths. Ha! From the gut. Ha! 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 There we do. Ha! And that's going to move the energy. That gets your fire. Did you feel that? It changes the energy. So we started doing a lot of different stuff with the squat. Then we did a pyramid. We went up, it gradually came up. There we go. You know what? And we did a pyramid, which I'm not going to do. I'm not going to do this. I'm going to get exhausted. It's so potent. So I'm using the heels of my hand to pull out and get traction. This is opening up your water center. It's super powerful. Okay, it's incredible. I split my whole pants up the very first time I did this in 1985. It's quite crazy. And you're letting that drop. Your shoulders are pushing onto your occipital. They're going up here, so it's making your spine straighten. It's making it, if you drop the bottom and push up on the top, you're going to feel traction, okay? See, my shoulders are pushing my head up. Woo! Ha! Ha! Wow! Okay? Come up slowly. I can tell I'm going to get in shape. I can tell. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. So that is the pyramid, and it's a lot of things that it does, but it begins to balance. It can balance your emotional energy. So if you're a person that feels intense, or if you feel too much anxiety, you can do stuff like that. So we did the pyramid, and then we did the rocking perineal. So that is what I have to offer you today. You had 2 classes. You had it twice. And we went through the chakras, the elements, and the 3 gunas, because gunas is when you're moving. That's rajasic. You're moving something around, and then lightly hold it afterward. That's sattvic. Let it float. You feel what the Raja did in the sattva. Okay, so let's just notice our sits bones again. And I'm just like so excited now. I've loved sharing this with you. I am ecstatically excited as we do the preschool. This is for the aroma yoga. I can't technically say I do it exactly the way Tracy does. We are polarity babes, though. We go way, way back in polarity, and that is what it is for her. She's really brought in a lot to it, so I won't pretend to know all that she's actually brought with the different plant medicines, okay, with the postures and
that is why I'm doing it, and doing it in Spanish. We're going to be taking it into Mexico, and I'm so excited because I did take it into Mexico just a month ago. Lavender. So, thank you, plant. And these are the highest quality they are. I am an entrepreneur, so I will receive a commission when you purchase your premium starter kit using my code as a sponsor and enroller. That's 1987 1554, so 1987 1554, therawprincess. And everything, ask me about it, everything from the farms that it's grown on, where they do not even allow cars to drive by their fields because they don't want any exhaust fumes in the plants. That's an example of how high quality and cleanliness and testing, and also fair, whatever it's called, equitable living work wages. So we brought in that as the aroma yoga. I am so like buzzing right now that I'm not even thinking intellectually, and I love it. That feels so good. Doesn't it feel good to just go into your body instead of being in your head? So I really appreciate anyone who's watching this now. We're going to run it again at 10 p.m. We're just going to run this video today. I scheduled aroma yoga at 10, but we'll see what's happening. All right, and you have a wonderful rest of your day. Thanks, everyone. Mahalo.